thought vortex. I'm such a man. You can tell I got my lip pierced a long time ago. Look at that. Technically closed up. Though I'm sure if I was really determined I could re-pierce it. But I don't know why I would be. There's this dude, Nicholas, who asked me if I knew anything about benzos. I don't like Xanax, but I was actually doing some research on alcohol withdrawals, because I know that like benzo withdrawals are really, really bad, and I think I understand why. Because, you know, when you get addicted to alcohol and you try to come off of it, like you can get seizures, you can have something called delirium tremens, and that's what I experienced when I quit cold turkey. I probably shouldn't have done that, but, you know, we're crazy, so it just made sense. I didn't want to spend additional money to, you know, just quit something. I just thought that was dumb. And, you know, it was dangerous. It was dangerous for me to white knuckle it, but I just didn't want to not do something dangerous, I guess, because I was already living pretty dangerously based off the way that I was drinking anyway, you know? But, you can develop wet brain, which is funny because, you know, you're drinking all the time, right? So, I think this is my own theory, right? So, there's no, like, proof of it. And you probably wouldn't find any proof of it if there was, because they're going out of their way to cover for pharmaceutical companies. But I think that with Xanax and just Klonopins in general, I think that what they do is like the same exact thing that alcohol does, but when a person develops wet brain and when a person is like totally dependent on alcohol to the extent that like they could die trying to come off of it, that's after years, probably decades of drinking, okay? Especially if you're a man. If you're a woman, it'll probably take you a lot less time for that to become really obvious. But, I think that what Xanax does, those benzos, I think what they do is essentially the same thing that alcohol does, but in a way shorter time span. And because it's a pharmaceutical, which means it's altering your brain through all these chemicals, it's altering your brain chemistry. So that's why it's a lot harder to come off of than alcohol. Because, you know, I was really lucky because I only experienced withdrawals for like about a week. You know, I was shaking nonstop, shivering, all that. But I didn't hallucinate. I mean, many would argue that I'm already doing that. I really don't hallucinate, though. Sometimes I'll hear stuff, but I'll know that it's not real, you know? I'll know that it's me. Like, I am so blessed to have so much self-awareness, because a lot of people do not have that. I mean, I don't think it's just self-awareness. It's like awareness of how things are, awareness of the sinister nature of many people in power and how they want to control everybody. And that's really easy to do when the public is voluntarily stupid. So there's no better proof than smartphones, okay? It's literally called a smartphone. So I think at this point, there's no denying that it makes you stupid, okay? I mean, here's the thing. You could look up a lot of information on that phone that would be positive for you, but if you don't apply it, and if you don't remain consistent in applying positive information, okay, this is a form of neuroplasticity. People don't have neuroplasticity because they don't have an amygdala. Like their amygdala is fucked up. So they're not able to process information the same way that they used to before they got addicted to staring at a screen that sucks out their soul. All right? So it sucks out their soul, it sucks out their conscience, it sucks out their brain cells and their ability to critically think as well as critically feel. So they don't have discernment. That's why so many women make false rape accusations, because they don't know that just because a man made them uncomfortable, that doesn't mean that he did whatever they want to convince themselves he did. You know? And you see it all the time with the victim mentality. People are convinced that they're a victim and they believe all kinds of horse shit because they have an identity in being a victim. So, yeah. Society's over. I mean, I don't know why anybody has hope in anything changing or, you know, humanity making a comeback. Yeah, that's not gonna happen, dude. Unless they're willing to make drastic changes in their lives, which I don't see many of them doing. Some people have. But you know, that's obviously easier said than done. You have to be very disciplined and determined to fight all the parts of you that want to resist that change. And, you know, much like any addiction to a substance, it's like you have to be willing to go through the withdrawal symptoms. You have to be willing to be uncomfortable and, you know, endure. And many people are not willing, but it kind of goes without saying.